Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aftershow for issue 9 of The Powers That Be. Again, this one was part 2 of a hop, skip, and a punch, where we actually got some hopping, skipping, and a whole lot of punching. Right now, we're going to start by going around doing our stars and wishes like we usually do. This time, I think we'll start with Ray. Ray, what have you got for us?
Well, that was an adventure. Um, it was clear that we were all rusty on combat. And I think that is I guess we're technically calling this a wish, but honestly, it's just a reflection. We've been having a lot of fun with actual role play and, still doing some things, but like this was our first serious brouhaha. And like the first two episodes, I think it's going to take another one to kind of get used to it, and then we will acclimate to our new tier 2 skills. So it's something that I think is worth observing, but not like, hey, it should have been like this or that, because we were all doing it.
Yep.
Um, Patrick, you are a madman, and I love you for it. Uh, that was cool. We, in fact, like it overshadowed the whole zombie Nazis, which, I mean, it was fun. It was fun combat. So it really doesn't matter who we're up against, so long as it's interesting and a little bit weird. That was good. That was very good. I didn't have my heart set on Nazi zombies. So that was fun. And huge star to Trevor
Mhm.
for taking that opportunity and leaving us in the lurch like that. I'm actually I am glad for our character's sake, but a little bit surprised for plot's sake that it was such a quick return. But that was an excellent opportunity to take, and basically is probably like that. If that was an actual TV episode, that would be the highlight right there. Like that is at the 20-minute mark of a half-hour show. That's what everything is leading to. And then the rest was just sorting out the rest of the rubble. So really well done. Um, and star to ECAT just because you're discovering your new toys, um, and for staying put, and like, despite everybody like scattering and everything, um, that was good. And as far as other wishes, yeah, so some like just learning the mechanics and learning other things in general. um but with the discussion that we're going to have later, maybe we can help streamline some things and
Yep.
simplify some things. So I think we all deserve a bit of a learning curve to for this part
Yep.
of the gameplay. But overall, I don't think that's taking away from just the overall coolness of this entire universe and
Yep.
storyline. So, a lot of fun.
Okay. Let's go to ECAT next.
Well, I have to second the whole star to Trevor for staying true to character. And the whole, yeah, you know what? I'm out of here. um, and to Ray for talking Black Ice mostly into not following in his lead because she's like, this sucks. um, but yeah, and then the whole pseudo character redemption thing of, yeah, frick, I can't leave them. Fine, I'll go back, kind of thing. Um, wishes. Yeah, I guess I'm with what Ray is saying of just an opportunity to play some more with combat mechanics. Because like I said, we've been doing a lot of role play, which is awesome, but then we get into the middle of a fight and I'm like, hell, how do I do that again? But overall, it was a fun game, fun evening tonight.
Right. Julie.
Oh, okay. So spoiler alert, I wasn't surprised at the picture robots and stuff since those were toys from a previous incarnation of that villain in a video game, and yeah, I knew it was coming, and I still was just like, oh damn, I have to deal with all of them. Crap. So yeah, well done. Yeah, Trevor, just yeah, that was some just fantastic split second role playing decision making. Well done. Ray, I love the experimenting with that new ability to debuff stuff. Huge help, especially when the dice decided to not be to play nice. So that was really the deciding factor in a number of roles. Just and oh my god, you can't just the blocks of ice. Just I mean, I am loving that new ability. And the fact that you did it without putting yourself in harm's way. Thank you.
Yeah, she recognizes that she's soft and squishy.
Yep.
Not as soft and squishy as you might think, because you actually do have some pretty decent armor.
Yeah, but she believes she's soft and squishy, and therefore I'm not getting in the middle of that.
No, that's my job. Without the armor.
Any wishes, Julie?
Yeah, definitely the working on the mechanics. And I think one of the things that would be good, aside from working on figuring out our own power stunts, is to at some point kind of out of game, sit down and maybe just do some spitballing with okay, here are our various abilities. How can we combine them so we can have hey, these two are, in turn order, are like right next to each other. They can do this particular combo or that one and stuff, So I think that might be good too, because it'll help speed things up in the grand scheme of things. And I think we might be able to figure out ways of using our different abilities in ways that we personally didn't think of, but somebody else might say, "Oh, hey, but you could do that."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the iron, as we were talking over the weekend with Patrick, the Iron Man, Captain America thing of blasting the shield and using it as a
fastball special
kind of thing. Yeah.
All right. So for me, my star goes to ECAT for being the only one with the smarts to say, I'm not going to run into this situation where I might get killed. Well, because that's something you see in comic books a lot is, these people just throwing all caution and common sense to the wind because they have sharp claws or something similar to that, and not recognizing the fact that, yes, they can still die, plot armor notwithstanding. So I did really like the way the fact that, that Black Ice's motivation was far more of, I don't want to get killed.
Because her mama will kill her first. You come home dead, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I think as far as wishes, I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off of what Julie said, and also kind of bring it into what everyone else was saying too. Not only should we sit down and like brainstorm some combos, but like sit down and just toss ideas back and forth of different ways that just each of us can use not only our superpowers but our abilities. Like Ray, you're disincentivized plus I think you have encouragement as another one of your abilities.
Oh, I have. Hold on. Again, window. Come on.
Yeah.
There we go. I have inspire aggression.
Okay. Yeah, because so inspire aggression is good for letting like Pod do more damage.
Yes.
If you
I was
have
waiting for an opportunity
yeah.
to do that, but it never really like worked out that way.
Because encouragement you can make all of our either attack rolls or defense rolls one better.
Okay.
So you can play the ultimate buffer debuffer by using disincentivize on them and encouragement on us.
Right.
And you're basically
Where do I have that?
You're making everything like 2 steps easier.
Okay.
If you don't have that, you might want to use your switch out to your tearing up switch out to make that. As far as the combat mechanics, yes, it was definitely slow. But I think again, I think having some tricks up our sleeve for different things that we can do other than just I hit it again will make that faster. And again, it really is a matter of maybe we take 15 minutes beforehand to just go through and like practice a combat at some point. So, but no, I'm waiting to see Matrix come back and bring more toys for us to smash. And finally, Patrick, what have you got?
All right, so as far as the speed of combat goes, it wasn't as bad as it might seem because this was a lot more complicated than your previous ones.
Yeah.
So we actually are getting better at that. And I do have a couple will be sort of monster of the week ones in the next couple sessions. So some folks in your neighborhood you will have to deal with because that's your job.
Yep.
So as far as stars go, I'd like to give one out to Trevor for finishing off his first character arc. So this will be an interesting change in how Crash sees the world and makes further progress. I did like that as a team, you did do some pretty good tactics. For instance, there were a lot of ways that you could have approached this that would have been better and or worse. Like worst case scenarios, if you had actually opened up on the mercenaries, they would have fired back at you. I was choosing each group's decision based upon what was happening at any point. So the fact that the mercenaries and Matrix were fighting with each other assisted you greatly. And Black Ice made a good decision by not allowing the intrusion to happen because she was going to miss and take out the structure for the building she was using for cover, and it was going to collapse, having already been damaged by the robotic bee. So I thought, like, oh, you think you have cover, do you? But no, she interrupted that, so I had to move on. So that was a good start for you right there. So overall, though, I'm very happy with how well things went. For wishes, largely you've covered the things that I would like to see us move more into, which is flexing your abilities, using power stunts, and doing more things together. I was very happy with the attack that Trevor and Ray did early on, and I'd like to see more stuff of just thinking up ways that you can support each other directly and whatnot, as that's a very comic booky team type of thing to do. So, and I am very much looking forward to where the story will progress from here. So you've had a chance to tangle with some of the bigger folks that you'll run into, specifically superpowered villains, to being more and more ramped up. And one of the things that I would like you to consider is also not only having more things to use in your toolbox for how to run attacks, but also what sort of strategies are going to work and not going to work against particular foes. As you move forward, you'll run into things that, obviously stuff like mental control attacks aren't going to work so well against. You were able to disincentivize the robots because they are all AI powered. So they are not following a direct program of instructions, and though Matrix has the set of antennas in order to communicate with them, she is not directing them. So she's just kind of discussing with them what to do, because what's the point in having a whole team of robot minions if they can't think for themselves even the slightest amount?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about what's going to happen with Puppy, though. That's hilarious.
I'm noticing
basically-
that Neva has a tendency now to take whatever toy
Yes.
bad guys happen to drop.
Yep. At some point, if you guys decide to spring some money on a base, you will have to have a room for trophies for all the cool stuff that you collect as you go.
Yep.
Because I'm only going to have to do more of that sort of stuff because it's fun.
Hey,
So
play into it, man.
Yeah,
But
well,
overall-
Crow. Ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Right. Not to mention, she had the thought of this is going to totally make them go, "What the fuck?" They say, "I want the puppy dog."
yes, I think they're figuring they already have collected a good number of only slightly exploded robots. Though there's not a whole lot left of Bear left, of Teddy left, and Buzzy's not doing too great either, having been beaten up, torn apart, and blown out through a wall, but it still has some parts left, so they might be able to make use of it.
Oh, that's gonna.
Yeah, but
bite us in
overall,
the
I
ass.
thought we had an excellent session.
All right. Anyone have anything else they want to bring up before we say goodnight?
Nope.
All right. Well then, we will see you all hopefully in 2 weeks. For Patrick, Ecat, Julie, and Ray, I am Trevor the Vitruvian Meeple. Have a good night.